when we start the opening, and all the tribes together do the opening ceremony. And on that moment I was like, oh God, what a beautiful integration.
Ik het geboren in 'n baie droë area, baie droë woestyn. En wat ek hier sien is baie verskil met die land van my. En dis hoe ek hier gekom het om te kan deel van Suid-Afrika se kant af in die wêreld.
Sometimes it's hard to step into another place that you're not familiar with, and it's been really good for me to challenge myself.
Me personally, I'm a complete introvert, but I've talked to more people in 1 week than I have in a year, and I think that, that's that feeling of community. So how to bring this out into the real world, that's what we've lost.
Moes ek toe leer 'n bietjie Engels om te kan verstaan. En daar is baie wat graag wil met my deel, wat ons nie verstaan mekaar nie, maar die kontak met gees en die liefde vir mekaar is 'n kommunikasie.
The human heart is so powerful. You can feel, good intention, and you can feel the depth of someone's compassion if you just sit with them, and then you stop seeing people as the other.
Ons praat verskillende tale, maar net gesienswyse is dit baie goed om te kyk en te waardeer. Daar is 'n hart wat oopgaan.
Yo me sentí muy conectado con, es que no sé el nombre de la comunidad de ellos, pero son surafricanos. Son surafricanos. Como que yo estuve en la presentación de ellos y ellos en la de nosotros y somos muy similares, o sea, muy similares. Gente de paz, gente de respeto. Ni nunca fuimos guerreros, siempre fuimos tejedores, tranquilos y pacíficos.
Estamos compartiendo con 2 hermanos, creo que son de Lituania, y ellos tienen una energía súper maravillosa. Son bien espirituales, son personas muy espirituales con cantos muy hermosos. No podemos hablarnos porque tenemos idiomas diferentes, pero sus expresiones y su música, sus cantos y al acompañarnos en el fuego ha sido muy bonito.
I'm very happy to talk and to share with people here and to realize in how many directions we can look to preserve something that we have lost already, but also to realize what we have, but what maybe we didn't thought about it yet in such a context.
Talking with the Maori girl from New Zealand, we have a lot of legends from people arriving and other ancestors arriving on the back of whales. And she told me the people arrive also sitting in the back of a whale.
I've spent incredible conversation with a brother here, another brother from Patagonia, sharing around our ancestral connections through language and through our cultural ways that show how my people travelled along the west coast of Central and South America.
Every culture, even the Mayan culture, have been touched by the Toltecs, have been touched by the Aztecs. So the purity of the culture changes in time. We're talking about the contemporary cultures. So it is beautiful what has survived over the oral traditions, what survived has in the memory of the people. But it is also beautiful to see the integration of the new culture.
We all have ancestors, we just have to remember. And this kind of gatherings really help to do this, because we don't talk about tribes in Europe anymore, but if you look back a bit and start to realize that you are part of something, you're not here from out of nowhere. You have roots, you have ancestors, we just have to go a bit back.
Más al sur de la Patagonia, una isla que se llama Tierra del Fuego, en el Círculo Polar Antártico.
Indigenous is not a racial thing. It's all about your origin and how you preserve your culture.
The Philippines has provided two different worlds for me, and they're totally different in some ways. And so much of my life has been trying to find a balance between the two. There's a balance within everything, and sometimes you have to look forward and sometimes you have to look behind, and you're always in the center of the balance, but you need to know the foundation.
There was a lot of indigenous traditions in Europe, but with the Roman Empire, it's all been destroyed, and it's been really, really, really hard for those. I mean, there's nothing, almost nothing left.
The Romans colonized the British and taught them. You know, people colonize other people. Families colonize families, communities colonize. I see colonization as a human illness it's a kaupapa. So it's a living force of intention that is moving through humanity, and we are all responsible for cleaning it up and putting that kaupapa to sleep.
Y él dijo que todo era música, que todo era ritmo, que todo es como un sonido. Toda hoja da un sonido. El mar da un sonido, las hojas dan sonido, y a través de ese sonido empezó a crear todo lo que existe. Entonces ellos dijeron que como todo daba música, todo está vivo. Asiática, europea, africana, americana.
Hoy canto pa' la africana, asiática, europea, la latinoamericana. Ey, que tanto guerrean mujer. Y que le pavo cucha, que afronetori palengue pa' tonua tan canda. Pavo tener cutú pa' luchar. Con firmeza y humildad por el valor de la igualdad, la justicia y la libertad. Y por más cultura suto, que no pole cava. Tradición de más comunidad, guaten que preserva. Odinu, elia bae, cola que bocenda pae. Ma en humano abuela, changa inandi posa. Pia chan de escuela, porque bocenda mungande. Mujer cupo ela, grandísimo, grandísimo como planeta Tierra. Grandísimo, grandísimo como planeta Tierra.
Even if you don't speak the language, dance and music is the best way to just have that heart connection, you know. And that moment on the dance floor, I turn around and I see, you know, those boys from Colombia and the boys from Panama and some sisters there and this girl from Norway, and we were all so happy and free, and it's just, yeah, it's paradise.
that is not just the indigenous tribe. It's a tribe that is created from people from all over the world. And the beauty of the festival now is not just, for me, it's not just only learning about the tribes, but learning about the people, learning and understanding the different cultures. How do we really relate as common human beings into feelings and emotions? That is beyond cultures.
Last night, after we all had a massive dance to some filthy drum and bass over at the stage, we all then got together and these two tribes got all their drums out, and then we all went back into this little room and we just started jamming with everyone, like different drums from all kinds of all over America, I guess the South Americas, and so everyone was just like boom, but like just jamming together and people calling out things and we're all singing along. That was a really beautiful experience. That was something that I'll never get to experience anywhere else at any other festival, is having all these different, people together, just jamming together in this really kind of it was just in a lucid way. It was beautiful.
I think this year the tribes worked really, really well together, laughing and sharing at the fire here and sharing their games. And so I think, we have a couple of tribes that have been here before and they make it a point to really involve others. But I think with laughter, it breaks the ice with everybody.
Lakota people, they celebrate the sun dance, and in the sun dance they have a special person, and the name is the Heyoka. The Heyoka means the sacred clown, because when everything is so respectful, but when the Heyokas come in, it's like you have to laughing of yourself, because this is so powerful, laughing.
Do I look better on screen? I would have worn more makeup if I'd known you were coming. I would. But yeah, let's still come, ladies and gentlemen, because believe it or not,
I was really excited to see what would happen, and sort of inviting some of the tribes to come in and see the work. And then one night was amazing. One of the guys did some drumming for one of our fire shows, and he was awesome.
To be able to have this kind of experience, it's the lifestyle that goes with, the circus that I really love, and has been what I've done ever since I first came across it when I was about 15 years old. Yeah.
There was one lady, I think she did the opening ceremony, and she said to a few of us that this bit has been her favourite bit, and I think she actually used the word to describe us as like exotic, which obviously to us it's like the other way around, but it was really a lovely experience to think that what we were doing was, like, when we see what they're doing, we're like, wow, that's amazing, but it's lovely to think that they think that about us as well. Like, that's really nice.
All of the kids, as you know, came here today, and they were all playing on the catapult, and they were loving it. They were crying with laughter. It's just so funny throwing a coconut hundreds of meters into the sea. In fact, I think the furthest distance we got was with children pulling. It was the best one. It went the furthest.
So this last year, we really focused on the areas around the festival site. We brought them pigs and chickens to better the protein in their diets. Danny did a vegetable garden, and this coming year also we do plan on doing a lot more Panama-focused projects.
So furniture for the kitchen? Roof? Yeah, we have to take it down and put the new one.
Danny has worked in a local village called El Progreso, which is a native Embara. indigenous village here in Panama, in Colon, very, very close, about a half an hour from here. So he has taken volunteers there, and they've cleaned up the school, they've painted, they've repaired the roof. So it's important for us to be able to share our appreciation to them by helping as well in local communities.
We've got good carpenters, and we'll just climb up and fix the roof. And then some of the spare wood from the festival that we didn't use, we'll make some benches and tables and things like this. You know, just like in the kitchen, they haven't got a work surface. Just simple things, you know, like that. And we've got quite a lot of wood because we're in this very abundant part of the jungle. It's easy for us to make a wooden thing. We just drill, it's done, you know. So yeah, I like it, and it makes a difference to their life, and they'll use it every day. The furniture and the roof, you know, they'll use it every day when it rains.
Culture is not about rights. It's about service and responsibility. What am I going to do with this responsibility I have of service? You know? And I owe them, because they were the ones who got me here. I didn't get here into this life, into this body on my own. It was all them other buggers that lived and hard lives and not easy lives, and took great courage sailing across oceans, and great courage meeting people, other peoples and other tribes, and all that takes from a human being, which we know how big it is because we have to meet those things in our day-to-day life. Stand up and talk in front of people. Do this, step up, you know? Step down, be quiet, be humble. We know the experience of these things, and our ancestors experienced all those things to give us the space to be here now.
We're all connecting to an ancient wisdom, but we're also advancing in technology, and that's becoming a religion in itself at the moment, I think. And I'm not scared of that, because I believe us as human beings, you know, we take part in spirituality, and we created technology. There's no reason why the two cannot exist. In fact, the fact that they both exist means that we are supposed to be here in some way, shape or form. I guess it's the mindset that leads us to using the technology.
Our volunteer system is quite a bit different in the sense that everyone buys a ticket. So they buy their ticket and then they work in exchange for food and drink, but it's really to give back to the community. It's not they're doing something with an expectation of a return, which I think really gets a lot of good attitudes from people, that they're really like wanting to help and not just looking to get a free ticket.
We're going to make a plan on how we can better the communities nearby, and also have volunteers come in, because I think it's a big help, not only having us, you know, as Geo Paradise, but having other people who really, really want to do work and really want to help, and we can help facilitate that.
The only way the world really can change is once we all start to see things through the same lens a bit more. You know, I think if we all connect to our higher spiritual selves and learn how to tap into our own ancient wisdom, like these people are teaching us, then we would all make individual choices, but that would be community driven.
It's like if in your own house, you know, in your own whare, if someone walks into your house and starts changing the laws in your house, how does that make you feel? Disrespected, eh? So who do we think we are as human beings coming into the house, the whare of this universe, and decide that we can make our own laws and rules? It's just disrespectful, and we know that, because if it happened to us, it wouldn't feel right. So why do we keep behaving in ways that we know is not right?
Sometimes we forget where we come from, and sometimes we forget the earth that's beneath us, and the sky that's above us, and the plants and the animals all around us. And we can't forget that, because they're our support. We're part of a microcosm of a bigger earth and a bigger universe. And we can only find our own true voices and our own importance in this world when we listen to our hearts and when we love ourselves. Love.
is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
Ya, yere deng noa, ti kuat ngadaran hoa, in wana mo, si wana ngau, mabahudara ki, si ngat oma si ngau ngau, mabahudara ki o ni mode, ngahun oma dara, sida ti coin, ti kauska dara ki, si kariro si eba, he coina mu in ina. Ang ate.